Everybody, Elisa here with another Vera Bradley bag of the day. Today, of course, as soon as I start filming, Peaches starts chewing on a chew toy. I think she's making, I don't know how noisy it is. I'll have to see. I'll have to see on playback whether I go with this version or I have to start all over again. Hopefully, I don't have to start all over again. I thought I have to run out, and I am just going to my post office to drop my bills in the mailbox, so I don't have to get out of my car. I'm just driving through, but I am going all out with my bag. I don't care. It's so frustrating, as I'm sure lots of Vera fans are feeling the same way, that they're not going outside a lot, and so they're not getting to use their Vera. So I am making the most of the 10 minutes in my car. And I'm bringing my bag, which is my Performance 12 work tote, which I just did a video on recently, and I'm still really enjoying, in the sense that I'm staring at it lovingly every day. So anyway, that's gonna be my bag. But that's not what my video is about. I'll put a link to that other video down below. But I thought I would just talk about a couple of recent, well, they're not really recent, but eBay finds. Sort of just gang them up together. Just a couple of things for a quick one on Friday, and one of them is vintage, so it kind of works with the whole Flashback Friday hashtag. But the first thing I wanted to talk about was this throw that I found, because I thought it would just be good for a laugh. You know, you can tell the quarantine is getting to me because of the goofiness of my jokes. But it is actually something like National Hairball Awareness Day. I swear to God. So I thought, ooh, that's a perfect opportunity to show a cat's meow throw that I found on eBay. Now, I don't know if it's still there, but there has been on Poshmark a listing for the cat's meow throw for like $249. And there's no way I was paying that much. I did pay more than it originally retailed for, but not that much. Every now and then, if you're patient, you know, you'll find things pop up at not so outrageous prices. And this was one of those, and I just jumped on it. And it was like a couple of months ago, another cat's meow throw, had popped up on eBay, and it was a super good price. The person really wasn't, you know, price gouging that obnoxiously. And I hesitated, and I was poking around to see if any other cat's meow throws were listed, and by the time I got back to the listing, someone else had bought it. So I acted faster with this one. And as people know, cat's meow was a limited edition, and a lot of people didn't get a chance to get all the items they wanted in it, including myself. It's very frustrating. And now, you know, people see all this extreme price gouging going on with this particular pattern, probably because it was so limited. I mean, you know, Glenna's are going for like $190 and up. So it's sad that happens. I had heard rumors that they're going to re-release this, but I don't know how accurate that is, or whether it's going to be a Halloween version of this. So I didn't want to rely on that information. So when I saw this, I just went with it, and I did it was new with the tag. I mean, it hadn't been used. I mean, the tag on the throw was easy to remove and put back on because it just sort of comes looped through the ribbon. But it did. It felt crisp and new and clean, but I threw it right in the wash anyway. Anyway, you know, it just made me so happy. I feel like this, and with the quilt floral, first QuiltCon pattern, and those were two unicorns for me, and I feel like I can rest easy now. I'm always saying that, and then there's something else I want. But just thought it would be cute to show it on Hairball Awareness Day. See how much of it you can get in. Of course, people are familiar with this pattern. And when it first came out, I saw the throw. I hesitated, and then I regretted it as soon as it was not available anymore. Of course, true to form. um, I regretted it. But the reason I hesitated at first was because I thought, God, these are very. It's a large motif. You know, it's very enlarged. It's not like small and delicate like it is on the cotton for the bags. It's really enlarged here, and I thought, I don't know, I thought I might not like that, or just, it, I hesitated because of that. Oh, those are going to be some gigantic cats. But you know what? It really works, and you know, the bigger the better. And it's a great, as people are familiar with the, you know, the bag and the background color in the bag, it's just this great gray. You know, it's a very gray can be a very elegant color, and it's just such a nice rich gray, and the pinks and the little touches of orange and the calico cats and the bird is pink, you know, and the bird cage. Um, where's the goldfish bowl? Of course, there's the pickle. See if I can find the goldfish. Where's the goldfish? But anyway, those little pops of color really jump out nicely from the gray. And so that, I think that's what makes this, part of what makes this pattern so nice. There's the goldfish. A kitten in a teacup. I'm more of a dog person. I love all animals, and I do like cats. I love kittens. It's hard to resist a kitten. I am technically not allergic to cats. I've been tested. However, I always have a reaction to kittens. Some kind of allergic reaction to kittens. So it's kind of interesting that I don't test as allergic, but I do have some kind of reaction to cats. But I always pick up kittens anyway. Hard to resist. And you get the cat in the bag. Everyone says it's a cat in the Vera bag. I never would have thought of it as a Vera bag, but kind of looks like a Midtown tote. There's a Midtown tote with straps and a handle like that. So it kind of looks like that. Anyway, so that was very satisfying find. Then, keeping on the throw thing, I've always regretted not getting this pet blanket, and I did find one on eBay. This is Foxwood. I have the one back there. You can sort of see it. That's that garnet buffalo check or whatever they're calling it. And I do use that for Rosie. What are you doing, by the by? Anyway, so when I saw this, I thought, ooh, and it was, you know, not a jacked up price at all, a regular price. But what I noticed, and I'm sort of frustrated, always frustrated a little bit with the Foxwood throws, because the regular throw, which I do have here, I did pull out. People familiar have this throw. They probably realized you only get one of each critter. They've designed it in such a way that it's not really a repetitive pattern. So you get one fox, one jackrabbit, one squirrel, or chipmunk, whatever it is. A squirrel or chipmunk. Anyway, chipmunk, here it is. Right there. And so that was a little frustrating for me. I thought, why didn't they just do a big repetitive, you know, fabric, like the cotton fabric on the bag, so you get more critters. I'm all about the critters. And this, the pet blanket, does what I was saying this should do. And the Cozy Life version of this throw does what I'm saying this should do, but I didn't want that because I didn't want the fleece, that backing, that Sherpa backing or whatever it is. I didn't want that. I like this feel of this against my skin, and so I didn't want to lose that. But this pet blanket is just the repetitive from end to end. It's just a repetition of the pattern. This one, people are familiar with this. You know, it has the bigger flowers in the center, and then the other flowers are sort of um, designed around that. But it's not exactly like the bag. I mean, it's not a, like I'm saying, it's not a repetitive pattern. So sort of specially designed for this throw, which they, you know, people know they sometimes do with the throws. Make a sort of a nice design out of the pattern that's unique to the throw. Like the layout of the pattern elements is unique to the throw. But this one is just the repetitive pattern over and over again. So you get more critters. And something else that I noticed, which I love about this, is that it's faded looking. It's a lighter, the colors are different. The colors are slightly lighter. Here, you can see they're very vivid, like that very vivid color. Where is that? Okay, let's see if I can keep that one up. And here is the version of it on the pet blanket right there below my hand. So you can see the difference, right, in the colors. This one is much more vivid and rich and deep, which I like. You know, I like that. But I do love this softer kind of interpretation of the colors. I think it's very pretty. I mean, so I didn't realize that about this when I bought it, and now I'm kind of feeling like I don't want to use it for the animals. I'm feeling like I want to use it for myself as like a travel blanket maybe or something. But you can see if I can get it right side up. Okay, so you got your, you know, you got squirrel there. There's more than one squirrel. And down here there's a you can see it, jackrabbit. It's another chipmunk. I say squirrel, chipmunk. There's more than one fox. You can find the foxes. Can't find the foxes right now, but there's more than one fox. Whereas on the big throw, there's another jackrabbit there. You know, there's another jackrabbit there. There's a fox there. There are I think there's at least 3 foxes on here. I got enough of the repeat. There's enough of the repeat that you get. Can't find the other foxes right now. There's another one. Another fox. Another fox down there. So, and another rabbit there. So that was very satisfying. That's why I wanted this so much. I love this. I mean that's what's so satisfying for me about getting this, and I'm so pleased that I have it now. Like I said, I don't even know if I'm gonna let the let the dogs get that. And then the vintage, the Flashback Friday item is the Paddy in Westchester Hounds. And I have another video on my other Westchester Hounds item, which he's a petite villager in excellent condition. This one, but I didn't know that the pattern was made in this style, and I love the Paddy, and I have a couple of recent videos. I have a couple of videos and a couple of recent videos on the Paddy, or talking about how I like the Paddy so much. And so when I saw this, I kind of sat up. You know, I just felt like, oh my God, I didn't even know it came in this style. And I'd never seen it before, and I didn't know how long it would be before I see it again. And so I got it. It was a decent price because it's not in great shape. It's not, typically I wouldn't buy something in this shape, but like I said, I just felt like, I don't know if I'll ever see this again. It's so rare. And this was a special kind of pattern that I think was put out at the time, and I don't know the year exactly, but a long time ago, around the time of a dog show. I don't know if it was the Westminster or it was some other dog show, but that this is a limited edition, so and rare, hard to find. And I'm not sure. It may have only been available at the annual outlet, the annual sale in Indiana when it was out. I'm not sure. I'm not a super expert. Anyway, so people maybe aren't familiar with Westchester Hounds. Just has that great trim with the hounds, and makes me. Well, I love dogs, and because I had Duke, who was a big hound, I just felt like I just felt compelled, like I couldn't let it go. I mean, I didn't buy it immediately. I sat up and I looked at it, like I said, immediately, but I waited a couple of days. I went back and forth saying, because it wasn't in great shape and I don't have a lot of money, but because in my mind I made this connection with Duke, and I still feel like I'm having trouble grieving him. I just felt like I couldn't not get it. It was still there, and I went back and I got it. And so it's very, there are parts of it that look great. The trim looks great. The zipper works great. The pull ties, fabric pull tie. And it's, it still feels stiff and sturdy. However, it's very worn. The fabric, has worn spots in the corners. There's some spots like that on the straps, the edges of the straps, just a little bit. The straps aren't quite as bad, and the seller was upfront about that. I don't know if it's a woman. The seller, I always just assume they're women, but they're not. They're not necessarily. The seller had photos and was upfront about that, but she didn't have. She had a bunch of. Her rating wasn't 100%, and there were a bunch of negative. I always go and I read when there's negative reviews. I always go and read them, and sometimes they're a little bit more alarming and off-putting than other times. Other times I read them and I feel like, oh, this is a problem on the buyer's end, not the seller's end. So it's helpful to read those negative reviews, and so I did that. And I was feeling a little like this is chancy, because I was getting the feeling that this person might not be too reliable, and it was taking a long time to ship, and some things had a strange smell, like the person was a smoker or something, and so I was nervous. But it wasn't super expensive, and because it's such a rare pattern, I decided to, and I had never seen it in the Paddy. I decided, which I really like, as opposed to the Petite Villager is very small for me. So I thought, well, this is something I might actually use more. So I decided to take the chance, and it was fine. The seller was fine. Shipped really fast, and bag didn't smell at all. I washed it anyway. Bag didn't smell at all. Has a removable cardboard base that comes in a fabric sleeve. I took it all apart because I washed it. I haven't put it back together yet. And it's nice. The Paddy has the quilted 6 interior quilted slip pockets, and that one slip pocket on the front. This, like a lot of the Paddies I find, and I've talked about this in videos, it's a little lopsided. I feel like the straps are a little not quite even in length. One is a little bit longer than the other, so it's a little askew. But like I said, just for what it is, for the rarity of this particular one and the hounds, the dogs, I decided to go with it. I really think they should do. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, the release of the dog pattern that's supposed to be coming out at some point, sort of like similar to the cat's Meow, that kind of a pattern. But I really would love to see a re-release of something like this, or something done more with dogs. I would be all over that. Anyway, so that was my Flashback Friday vintage eBay find, along with my other recent eBay finds. Anyway, just a quick one to distract people from the coronavirus. And now I'm going to go out into the world very quickly Thanks so much for watching. And hopefully see you next time on Vera Bradley Bag of the Day.